Alrighty, so I'm going to continue where I left off yesterday, which is going through all of the sample scripts, the scripts that are found on scriptkit.com. So just making sure these all match up with the latest API changes. Most of them are the global APIs, which are global, like don't require imports, and the DB API, which is using LowDB 2.0, which is a simplified API. So let's make sure that's all sorted. So the Kenv that controls or has all of these scripts is over here. So let's bring this out to the middle. And we need to make sure that I'm always running scriptkit in dev mode. So we'll go ahead and load the Kenv, the shared Kenv, and start the app. Looks like there's a port. Oh, do I already have that loading in my terminal? Oh, yeah, I have it. That's loading in my iTerm, so you can see my iTerm there. All right, so that should already be running. Yep, so here's all the sample scripts we'll be going through. I made it to yesterday. I made it down to image info, I believe, where it just logged out the image info. I think what I could do here is, instead of just logging it out, let's show an arg. Where we'll do width is width and height is height. And this has been kind of a pattern where we've seen, we'll log it out as well, why not? Where we see people use the arg as just like a way of presenting data and then doing nothing with the result of it. So if we do image info, that's image metadata, should probably rename that. Image info, let's call it detect image width height. And we'll do detect image. Sure, detect image. Image metadata is fine. Image metadata. All right. So if I do detect image width and height, I search for an image. We'll say whatever this one is, and then it'll show the width and the height of that image. And that should be good. Although, you know what I could do? I wonder if that'd be fast enough where as it shows the list, if I could show the width and the height in the description of the image, rather than like having to select an image and then show it. Like if I took this, place that in, let's see, so info, this will be description. That info description change was a long time ago. I can't believe I still have scripts that are sitting around with it. And then we'll do preview. And we can use the Markdown utility and just say width. I don't think preview can take a function because I don't want to run this line where it uses a sharp until the file is selected. And if I run it up front, it's going to run this for every single image that's found. I've thought about doing like more of like unselected or unfocused features, but I haven't put a ton of stuff in there yet. And I don't think preview. Let's see. That's the clipboard history preview choice. Yeah. I really don't think that's gonna do anything. Maybe I could build that in real quick. Do I have that on focused? Is it selected? Oops, let's go over here. And the value submitted. Yeah, I don't have any event handling for the focused or selected stuff. All right, I'll come back to that. Because it's not something I want to build right now. I need to focus on getting these scripts ready for the next release. But I think that's it. I'm curious what sort of stuff people could use for like unfocused, unselected. But for right now, I'm going to leave that description. This is fine for right now. This is description though. Let's test that. Detect image, egghead, show the paths of all the images. Yeah, and the previews are sync. I should make an async on focused. Let me just check one more thing. Look at the preview here. Parsing preview as HTML, so it's expecting a string to be sent from the script over to the app. So I'd have to do like an onSelected, run the preview function, then send that value over to the app. Which sounds like fun, it's just not the focus right now. I'm gonna write that down as a note though. Preview. Selected function. All right. So this is fine for now. Let's keep on moving. Image resize. This is one of my favorite scripts. I don't think we need this anymore. And looks good. Okay, so for this script, we need to select a file in Finder. Let me find an image real quick. Just looking through my images in the other screen here. All right, that should be fine. So Ego logo is 700 by 720. And if I hit Option I, which you can see is defined right there, then I should be able to, let's do Option I, enter a new width. And so that's 720. Let's make this, I don't know, 480. So it generates a new version of that image with 480 and the, oh, that's, yeah, 48 and the height calculated from what it was before. So it resizes the image based on the width you put in from just that single keyboard shortcut. Yeah, one of my favorite scripts. It combines some cool stuff like the get selected file. That's the file in the Finder, which gives, this is the image path. Let me call that image path. Actually, let me do it this way. Well, image path. Why didn't that pick up the other ones? Image path. That should rename that one as well. Weird. Image path. Image path. All right. This is just renamed. Rename image name. And let's just try it again just to make sure that I didn't break anything. So Option I. We'll do it this time. Okay, cool. Still working. All right. So select an image in Finder. Type Option I. Resize it. All right. Next one. This is shipped with the default scripts, I believe. Let me just. Yeah. So let us try dad joke.
How many bones are in the human hand? A handful of them.
A handful of bones. It's just a good example of like using get and say, not too much to think about though. Let's see, a new journal entry from the current date specified folder. All right, let's do new journal entry, set thoughts path to, let's do, I wonder if I should make the directory if it doesn't exist. Because I'm not doing that now. Let's do that. Let's do this. Whoops. Thoughts path is this. Maker. P thoughts path. I think I can do await just to show this off. Is dir. So I'll do it this way. If not Um, thoughts path. All right, and I think this will allow me to use the home. Journal entry. We'll do thoughts. Code. All right, so you can see it created this file, and this file is living inside the home directory, then thoughts. Let's make sure that so thoughts, yep, thoughts is right there, and there should be a it hasn't created this file. The edit command just opens up that buffer, so I have to like type something first, then hit save, and now the file is created, so you can see it there. And that file is named the current date, so you just go ahead and type something in there and have a markdown file based on that. So and then if I run it again, so I'll say new journal entry, and that'll reopen the editor, just that file. It doesn't recreate the file, it just edit it. So that looks pretty good. You can do stuff here as far as if you wanted to write to the file, like await write file, and then I believe it's path and then content. So hints. Yeah, it's path and then content. So thought file. Like if you wanted to start with the date, then it could like create that template. If the file didn't exist yet, you could do it like if not await is file thought file, then create the file and like write the date into it, or some sort of default question, like a question prompt or whatever sort of thing you want to use for journal. Yeah, maybe I'll add that in. That's not a lot of stuff. Let's try that. How are you feeling today? And let's rename these. This can be journal path. I should really use, I can get back in the habit of using ace jump. So this can be journal file. I get out of the habit of using ace jump when I'm doing recording video lessons because it moves too fast, but I don't need to worry about that on stream. Let's call this journal prompt. And create a new line in there so the cursor can all right, let's try and let's rename that as well. So if we go to edit, say new journal entry, we'll rename this to new journal entry. All right. So this can be journal, and then that wrote the file. How are you feeling today? And great, so good. All right, excellent. That works great. I'm gonna go ahead and commit some of these. Cleaning up scripts, whatever. Open project. So this one will just, if you have a list of projects you open frequently, it'll prompt you to open one of them. So this one will open Kit, and the other projects. You can put whatever list of projects you want in there, or search for them, or however you want to do that. So that's pretty straightforward. An array of paths. Paste Chrome URL. Let's try this one out. Paste. Whoops. Paste URL. Cool. You can see that I have the Twitch dashboard open on my other screen over here, and that's the current focused URL. So if I'm just looking at that, or I have it open in some other on some other window, I can just paste whatever it is. And this is like, if you're going to do a journal entry, you could do that same sort of thing, like create a new journal and then run the script and paste the URL, rather than having to go back to Chrome and get the URL and all that. Do I have a? I don't think I have. Do I have a get active tab? Get active. I do. So this should still work. Oops. Okay. I'll just have them use get active tab. They won't have to worry about AppleScript at all. Just use the get active tab function. I mean, you can technically do this. That totally works, but it doesn't look. Nested await statements sometimes throw you off. Paste URL, copy the current URL from your browser. Again, I'm going to take a note that I need to go through and test the browser helpers with Firefox and Brave and stuff. Test browser helpers with Firefox et al. Paste Chrome URLs, project name. Here's that libdom thing again. This is coming from, if I navigate to this, it's coming from this TypeScript definition of the DOM library. And I bet I can make it go away with this. Yeah. So what's going on there is that technically, like when you're writing apps and using like top level await, it doesn't recognize it as a module until you export something, import something, or export something. And I'm using the npm helper to import something, so it doesn't recognize it as a module. So VS Code complains because it's not seeing that. VS Code doesn't know that this is a script. So someday in the distant future, I'll have to write a VS Code extension that does some script helpers. But as for right now, I need to set in the the ignore libdom VS Code lib. ES6 in the JS config. I don't think I ship a JS config. I probably should. If I do a compiler options lib ES 2020 ES next, whatever ES next would be. It still thinks name is deprecated. Target ES6. Oh no, there, it went away. I'm gonna write that down. Add. Every time I think I'm getting close to like releasing, like 10 more things pop up. Add JS config to ignore DOM libs. All right, and this doesn't need to do this anymore. Actually, it might be, I think generate might be the default export. Let's do set selected text instead. So project name, project name, exact egg, tremendous tongue. Oh, whoops, I tried to run that. Yep. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, this library, project name generator, is actually used when you still need a script right there. When you go over to new, you try and create a new name, it uses project name generator for this like scintillating quiet, new trains, economic dime. It's a cool package for just generating stuff. And I like the alliterative dashed words. Quick thoughts. Oh, this is like the journal entry one. I wonder if, let's see if this works. Quick thoughts. Taco. Dance all night. And then I think if I type open, then you can see it's adding these lines with a timestamp to the way when I was using quick thoughts. So quick thoughts, stream more, try a new ice cream flavor. You see it's just adding those lines to that, which is pretty cool for jotting stuff down. I'm going to add in here whoops. Do placeholder is type thought. What else we got? And hint can be type open to open journal. That way, when you do quick thoughts, you can see it tells you what's going on there, a bit more information. And if you're doing scripts where it's going to continuously prompt you for stuff, like this thought does, it's easy just to drop that in a while loop. While loops with awaits inside of them will pause each time it runs into an await, so that's a nice little trick for when you're looking through stuff. Is there anything else in here I need to clean up? This page is end, thoughts path, that's good. Date functions. First entry's fine. I imagine I could do, if the file exists. Well, no, that's the first entry, which will add the new date. And here's a cool trick with the when you open this file. So I'll do quick thoughts and type open. You'll see it opens with the cursor on the last line, which is nice if you just want to like open a file and start typing some more into the file. And you can do that by counting the number of lines from the, so WC is a command which can count the lines of a file. And then you can, this line count trims the white space around it, splits on, I think, let's see, can't remember the exact output of WC. WC was that. So it looks like this, so there's 11 lines in there. Must be 21 columns and 119 characters. I think WC stands for word count. And WC, word, line, character, and byte count. Okay. Anywho, read news. Oh yeah, I have the new scrape stuff, which I can simplify this one a lot. This will be cool. So let's get the headlines. So we're just getting H3s. And I think what I can do here, I think I can get rid of all of this and do await, scrape, selector, news.google.com, and scrape the H3s. And this can be headlines. And I think it should grab the inner text by default. So it should grab the only downside of this is the so it needs to install Playwright. Playwright's like oh, what's that other project? I'm blanking on the name. Anyway, Playwright's an automation tool where you can control your browser. And this takes like on the very first run when it's installing it, it'll take a second. It installs pretty fast for what it is. But then once it scrapes all of these, you can see all the headlines from, these aren't great headlines, but yeah, I see all the headlines from Google News. So the next time I run this read news, you'll see it takes a second, it scrapes it, and then it displays all the results. So there you go. That was cool to greatly simplify that. I really like this scrape selector. You can actually pass in a function as well, which is which will take the element and it will allow you to like element whatever you want to get off of it, the class name or whatever, to get more control over it rather than just the inner text. But I think the vast majority is just getting the inner text of selector. And then once you pick it, it should return oh, it's not returning the URL anymore. So if I were to run this, read news, and then select something, yeah, that value is just, yeah, that's okay. So can I don't know if I've returned both the, let's look at that function. I'm just gonna undo all this. So this is like the function we need. Will this work? This might work. I use this as the selector function, and URL. Let's do URL, and then URL. Actually, I need to start practicing surrounding those in quotes because of sometimes URLs have those ampersands in them, which open, it's bash and ampersands have meaning in bash. All right, let's see if this works now. Read news. URL has already been declared. Oh, whoops. This is headlines. Read news. Just like that. Okay, cool. That's working. All right. When will I finish script kit? Was asked by Dan. I'm trying. I don't have any final deadline, but it is just me working on a huge project. So, I've had multiple goals for dates to finish it by, and I've missed them. So I hesitate to put a new date on it. I know what I want to have done before script kit is released. The APIs are pretty solid, but I need to have the multiple environments done where you have like your personal environment and your company environment and like a shared environment, like ways of creating and managing environments. And I'm pretty far along on that. And the APIs are pretty much locked down. The new database API is one I need to get in ASAP. There haven't been any feature requests recently, which is good news. So I've covered most of what people understand the use cases are, and like supported everyone as much as possible. I did have a goal of getting script widgets into 1.0, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that anymore. Script widgets were going to be like little browser windows you could create and open and put buttons in them, and they could like monitor things going on in scripts. I definitely want to play around with it, but the only problem if I start playing around with it, then I feel like I need to finish it, and I might just save that for like a 2.0 release. I wish I had a better answer, but software is hard to estimate. Let's commit some stuff. Clean up. Alrighty. Alright, the Reddit script. So I'm not going to go through, let's see. Reddit is required, install Reddit. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. I can bring in, do I have an ENV? All right. Let me just check that it's working. I need to do some environment variable real quick. Reddit. This requires you to, you just create a little Reddit app. It's pretty straightforward. So if you go in here, you can create a Reddit app, and from there you can get your app ID and your app secret. So I have that stored in my .env file right now. So let me try this again. Reddit. You can see I'm like browsing Reddit from ScriptKit. So this is the funny subreddit, showing little previews. And then we can tab over to the awe subreddit and see what's going on over there. And if you want this to be much bigger, you can see these pictures much better. The cat's thrown out. Data is beautiful. Yeah, so this is browsing Reddit from ScriptKit. I like this because it shows off the preview and the tabs, and combining that with API. Like this is useful for a lot of stuff. And it shows how to use OnTap. I might put this in the for loop instead of a for each. It doesn't matter that much, but best data children. Yeah, this is just reading from the Reddit APIs. It shows you how to use a thumbnail, and then the preview shows you how to use preview with. This is using the Markdown Helper. Again, not too many lines of code. I mean, 57 or whatever, minus, however you want to read lines of code. But it's really not too much code for something that does, all of this. This is an app people would build and charge money for, So share selected file. Let's see. This one's interesting because it needs to be a background task. I guess this should work. Let me see what's going on. Make sure everything's. I don't need that because that's global now, and so the idea of the script is essentially you select a file in Finder, and then it's going to create a symlink to that file, and then in that symlink, it's going to create the symlink in the temporary path in your Kenv. Then a server is going to open up and share the files inside of that temporary path. And one of the files in that path is that symlink. So you can share that single file, the symlink in that one directory without worrying about sharing other files. And I'm pretty sure I got all the stuff ready so you can use background scripts with arguments and whatnot. So let's see what's going on here. So let me make sure I select a file in Finder. We'll select the Ego logo. I'll do share selected file. And you see, because it's a background task, it'll ask me to start it or edit it or view it, review the log. So I'll go ahead and start it. It's going to install ngrok or ngrok, however you want to say it. And serve handler will be our server. And then cleanup to clean it up when it's done. All right. And this is one of those states where I guess I just need to close the prompt now. It should be sharing. So if I open up a browser and I copy the URL to the clipboard, let me look at that share selected file. It says it's running. But let me make sure. So the temp directory is in here, and did it create the right path for that? I'm gonna stop this real quick. Share selected file. Let me see if I run this from iTerm. Share. Let's see what its name is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to run this from K. This is in projects and shared can. Whoops. Projects. Sweet. New keyboard. I'll get used to it. Shared can bin. Oh, I need to regenerate the. Oh, that's right. This is because I cloned this directory and didn't run those. So let's go here. Oops. Generate bin files. And now over in iTerm, this file should exist. So let's do share selected file. Creating temporary symlink. I thought, I thought in the temp logic that if the file didn't exist when I called temp, it would make the directory. How come it's not making that directory? Let's see, users, project, shared temp, shared selected file. I'm sure, trying to put the Ego logo symlink in there, but that directory doesn't exist. Even though when I invoke temp, let's check that. Is dir. It is not dir. We'll do scan path on. Then I have to make this async. This should be fine. I do can path temp and then command. This isn't typical usage though. Temppath. So I'd navigate into temppath or change the directory to temppath. Yeah, you wouldn't normally just get the temp path that way. So maybe I don't need to add that. And so instead of temp path like this, base path, current working directory, change to temp path. Let's see what I can get rid of. So the symlink file path. Oh, it's replacing spaces with dashes. That must have come up in some scenario I used. Yeah, I think I can do this. That's the usage of temp, because temp's always going to use the temp folder and create a directory using the script name like book search and clipboard and show image, and then store temp files inside of there. So We'll do, this could be sim link name. Okay, and then link, and then server, and then cleanup. Yeah, and cleanup's mostly to remove the symlink, even though that's not like incredibly important. But yeah, cleanup's one of those things I've considered putting that on the global namespace for sure. Let's try this again. Share selected file. All right, so that's copied to the clipboard. Custom path cannot be found. All right, so share selected file has this in here. So it does have that symlink. And once I stop this, that should have been. Did cleanup not run? Removing temporary symlink. Maybe symlink path. Let's see, create a symlink temp share selected file. That looks right. Okay, so let's see. The server though is listening on port, and the share link is the tunnel/symlink name. Let's copy clipboard. Let's see, where's the directory that the serve handler is? Oh, that's what the CD was for before. Let's do path dir name symlink path. Actually, that should work. Okay, let's try that. Destination file exists. Okay, so that's where. There we go. So now I could share this, even like paste it in the chat and stuff, and give anyone this file. And then once I close the connection, it should delete that symlink. Although that doesn't appear to be happening. Removing symlink, and that's share selected file. Okay, go down logo. And then in the script, trash symlink path. Why is that not trashing that properly? would that not? Why would the trash not be working there? I guess I could make it an array, but I think you can just pass in. All right, let me try that again. Destination file exists. Copy to clipboard. And paste. And then stop it. Alright, the cleanup didn't run this time. Alright, let me delete it manually. Start this one more time. Destination file exists. Creating temporary symlink. I didn't change anything. Oh, do I not have the file? I don't have the file selected in Finder. That's what happened. So let me reselect the file in Finder. Okay, that's copied to clipboard. Okay, and now this stopped. And let's see. Okay, so this directory is empty now. I should be able to run the script again with the same selected file. Oh, it says destination file exists. Why is trashing that symlink not working? Maybe trash has a different. In trash. Contrast fs on link. Well, I guess I can do it the manual way. Let's see if maybe this is the problem. Exec remove symlink path and try that again. Stop it, and then so it's something to do with trash not deleting symlinks. Okay. Yeah, so that's working now. I can paste this in, show the logo. I stopped it, refresh, file's no longer found, or the tunnel's no longer found, and then it removes the file from temp, the symlink from temp. Something with trash. And the trash API. There's something I don't understand about using that with symlinks. Symlink. see, broken symlinks or ignored trash symlinks. Oh, huh. Looks like someone else ran into the same issue. I guess I can just use fs unlink. I've honestly never used unlink. I've only used the shell.js remove. I wanted to encourage people to use the trash project instead of remove, so that files end up in the trash and they're not permanently deleted. I hate the idea that someone would accidentally write a script that deleted a file, like made a file unrecoverable. So trash is definitely encouraged, and I'd hate to use remove in a script like that. But yeah, interesting. I swear this worked before. Like, I don't think I would have written this code if it didn't work on something else. I think I'm going to leave this like that for now. I wonder if I trash everything in the temp. I wonder if I could do this. Whoops. I've honestly never tried this. There should be a glob of everything that's in the temp directory for that. Let me double check that logic. So temp is going to create this command parts, and temppath is going to just use join. I don't know what happens when you use path join. Let's test that out first. Testing path join glob. Default. Oops. There's no default template. I set up this. Oh, that's true. I set up this project from scratch, so it's missing some of the files that are created when you create a new temp. Default JS. So this is new from name, testing path join glob. And I'm just curious what temp and then this would log out. So let's hop over to iterm testing pattern blob. Okay, so yeah, it does create that properly. So let's roll with the make sure in Finder the file selected and share selected. Oops. Share select file, and then close it. That should have cleared out everything in here. It's still in there. Interesting. Trash isn't a promise, is it? Like it's possible that the script is exiting before trash runs. Yep. That is possible. So let's try this. Whoops. That is async. I don't know if you can use a promise inside of cleanup. We shall find out. Share selected file. And then temp share selected file. That's still in there. Yeah, I just don't know. It's possible I just can't use trash inside of cleanup. Let me check on that as well. npm node cleanup. And async. May perform asynchronous cleanup upon receiving a signal as follows. Process kill, no cleanup uninstall. Cleanup handler exit code. Actually, I shouldn't be using echo. This must be an old script. An old script if it's still using echo. I didn't even notice that. Come on. After trash. Yeah, it's not logging out after trash. It's like not allowing the trash to run inside of the cleanup function. Oh yeah, this is using that old test the old test as well. That's passing though, ceiling path. Because this would be now. The helper I wrote for this is await is file. Actually, this has been logging out, so yeah, the test is just test if it exists. The file actually tests if it's a file type. You know, it's very possible someone has used this with trash before. Shutdown sequence. Sorry, I'm not going to read all of this out loud. Exit hook, async exit hook. Maybe I should use these instead. Exit hook is way more popular. Let's see. Let me try exit hook instead. There's exit hook. And let's do it that way. Looks like it's the same sort of API as what cleanup was. So if we run this now, trust exit hook. There. Looks like it still didn't do that. I still see that file, and it's not supposed to be there. Let me check. Removing an exit. Okay. Don't need to do that. there's a before exit process event. Maybe I can just use that node before exit. Before exit event is emitted when node empties its event loop and has no additional work to schedule. It should be fine for us, honestly. If we just grab, whoops, let's select all of this, cut that out, process on before exit, paste that in there, and let's try that again. And close that. That's when the event loop empties, not when someone does like a Control-C on it. That's a big difference. Okay, so I guess the final thing I'm just gonna have to live with doing an RM on it. We'll leave with the exit hook. This has to be sync. And we can just exec RM, grab the symlink path and pass it in there. Alrighty, let's alright, and that file is gone now, so that works. Let me try running that from as a background task. So share selected file, we'll start share selected file. We'll go over to Chrome, open a new tab with that being shared so I could send this to somebody. And now if I come in here and go to share selected file, and I stop share selected file, and I refresh the page, that file is gone. So there we go. And that would work. That should work with any file that you want to share, whether it's an image or a movie or, you know, whatever it may be. All right, I'm gonna leave that like that. And all right, sound settings. This should just open the sound pref pane. Open sound prefs. There you go. Perfect. Still works. Speak scripts. I wonder if this will work. Let's try it. Replace undefined file. Let's see. I think that's under functions now. Let's see. Functions exist define script. So if we await CLI scripts off of functions. Scripts. Await scripts. And that should have name. Should have name and value on it. Go to scripts. If it's a file, then the name is that. Okay, so that's just returning the name. So not any of the script info. So it should just be this, I believe. Actually, let me make sure this is. Behaving as I think it is. All scripts. iTerm. Oops. Clear speak script. Okay, yeah, it's just an array of strings of the file names. So when we do that, so this is replacing a quote with single quotes. Why am I escaping quotes? I don't think I need to do that anymore. Let's do name is script. And what does it do with the speakable scripts? Mapping name to name. Oh yeah, I need to pass an array of so it's passing an array or a comma delimited array. Yeah. All right, let's try that. Why not open that up? I haven't touched some of these scripts in months, so I'm not surprised when these fail. Yeah, that's the output. And I think that's what this is expecting, the speech recognition server, but it's been a long time. This should, if I remember correctly, open the speech recognition server UI and wait for you to say something, but I'm not seeing it pop open. Let's open up the script editor, new document. And instead of running this, we can also just copy this. Actually, so if I put the cursor there and speak script. There we go. Expected, comma, but found unknown token. Is it the dots it doesn't like? Might be the dots. Name, replace, JS with nothing. again. Oops, speak script. Expression found from. Oh, they do need to be in quotes. So it looks like, okay. So this needs to be, let's just not delete that for now. This needs to be, actually I don't need to do that. I'm not selecting a script, so I can just map script. This is this. No, sorry. This. Let's try that. Speak scripts. It's not defined. We'll call this one speakable. Alrighty, and then we'll go back over here. Speak script. I got an error. Doesn't understand the listen for message. Doesn't understand the listen for message. Maybe you can try. How's working at GRT? I don't know what GRT is. You may be confusing me with someone else. Or making a joke I don't understand. Speech recognition server doesn't understand the listen for message. Well, it should. Speech recognition server doesn't understand listen for message. This is Apple script. Oh yeah. Cool guy. It's all good. Yeah, Nader and I have hung out a few times, but we are not the same person. You will see us in the same room, so we both exist separately. That's interesting though, that when this formats, it means it's valid. Wait, is it running now? Where'd it go? Sometimes it's like a little prompt that shows up some random place on your screen and waits for speech input, but I don't see it anywhere on my two screens, so. looks like it's frozen. Please stop. Nothing like a stop button that does nothing. Can't be closed while the script is running. Excellent. Good job, AppleScript. Well, I'll just move you to the other monitor. How do you feel about that? Alright, I need to come back to this one and see what is going on. Because that is not... It should look something like this.
What is your name?
And there's the prompt somewhere. Where is it? Is it like hidden behind some other window somewhere? Interesting. I need to come back to this one. Actually, it's past 5. I need to end the stream and go eat some dinner. Yeah, let's undo everything. To Y. Listen. Isn't working. Alrighty. Everyone have an awesome weekend. I will be back next week.